Oh, I love traveling, but not that much. I'll explain. So, as a kid, I traveled a lot with my parents. We were lucky enough that we were able to travel, and obviously, because we were the children, my brother and I would always travel with them. But there's a difference between traveling for pleasure and traveling for other reasons other than pleasure, um, like moving to another country. So when I first moved to the U.S., I was 18 years old, so I have a pretty good recollection of what happened. It was not a great experience. I'll start there. So we were moving to South America, so our quickest port of entry was Miami. Now, Miami has a huge airport, and it was summer, so the temperature wasn't helping either. Now, just try to imagine, here, I'll paint the picture, four people, 12 suitcases, and three dogs. That's right, three dogs. My whole family was moving, and we were not going to leave our dogs behind. Um, so if you know anything about dogs, you know that most of them don't like to be stuck in a kennel for a long time. But my dogs had to be stuck in there for more than 9 hours, the duration of the flight. Um, to say they were stressed is an understatement. Now you may be thinking, did you move to Las Cruces? How did you get there? So that's the best part, actually. So we still had another flight to catch and a very long car ride from Denver to Las Cruces. See, our original itinerary was to fly from Miami to Dallas and then to El Paso. But since it was summer, the people working for American Airlines told us that the temperatures were way too high for our dogs to fly into El Paso. So we had to make really quick changes. We decided that the quickest way to get to Las Cruces was to fly directly to Denver and then rent a car to get to Las Cruces. And that's a 10-hour car ride, according to Google Maps. And that's exactly what we did, of course. This is not where the story ends. Once we got through security in Miami, which was a nightmare, we made our way to Denver, thinking the worst was behind us. We didn't know that it was just beginning. So once we arrived to Denver, thinking the worst was behind us, we didn't know it was just starting. When we got to Denver, we were finally allowed to take our dogs out of the kennel, which was my whole family's biggest worry. We walked them a bit, and I saw them take the longest pees I have ever seen. So all we had to do now was get a big enough car to throw four people, 12 suitcases, and three dogs. Easy, right? Well, not exactly. See, I guess a lot of people in Denver wanted to rent a car as much as we did. So my dad could not find a car that was available to rent, like at all. We ended up spending close to 4 hours looking for a car that would fit us all. And then this was all with 12 suitcases and three dogs, and we were waiting right outside of arrivals at the Denver airport. So after those 4 hours, we finally found a big enough car. Let me tell you, this was like the biggest car I had ever seen. So then we just packed it up and then begun our fun car ride to Las Cruces. Of course, it took us more than 10 hours because we had to stop, especially because of the dogs. So it really was more closer to a 15-hour car ride. We left Denver around 3 p.m. and we arrived to Las Cruces at 6 a.m. And this is the same time zone. So it took like 15 hours. So yeah, to your question, I do like traveling.